Okay, so we were
Are we
able,
on?
to go back and we actually only have one question on your fiscal proposal for costing purposes. Article 7, Section 10 on the shift differential.
Article 7.
7,
Section 10.
Section 10 on the shift differential.
Yes.
It was for an additional 6% per month. And so we wanted to clarify what that 6% is of what. And then
Base
there's
pay.
reference to 4.5 and then 4.5 of what? Excuse me?
Base pay.
Base pay,
Base pay.
okay.
That's it.
That was my only question. I'm gonna turn it over to Will, talk
Sure.
about Article 18.
Yeah, on the Article 18 issue, I wanted y'all to think about a few things. Understand the perspective that it seems like in this context that this was kind of at the last minute. I think that you probably know, and I suspect that members of your team know more about this than I do, but I understand it. Presentation was made to the Public Safety Committee in June. It was at a time when we were not having any meetings, as Becky had explained earlier. As part of the Article 18 fiscal issue, we felt like we were on a responsible calendar. And so that's not some deliberate deal to where we waited, behind the log or something and sprung this on anybody. What we're looking for here, I think, is just really close to what Ron said earlier about the Houston versus Lee standard. We'd just like you to look at that language. If there's something about the language that causes a problem, we put some examples in there, but we didn't put the examples in there because we were trying to get you to give away something, but because we thought that would limit the issue and not make it be kind of a slippery slope to where you would think that it was going to get bigger than what we're proposing. What we are proposing and wanting to do, we think, is completely consistent with the Houston versus Lee standard. Mr. Delord and I years ago bargained this over evidence text in San Antonio, for a long time. We think this is a much easier on-scene process. I would liken it to paralegals that are actually contributing to the efficiency of police operations at a scene. The Lee standard says you have to have sworn personnel under 143 if the job requires knowledge of police work and knowledge of work in the police department. Data from the scene in many respects doesn't require any of that. Nobody's talking about taking the investigative function away from police officers. We wouldn't do it. We don't want to do it. That's not what we're talking about. So that's the context that we wanted y'all to take a look at that and see whether or not that was practical. We have council members, members of the staff at the city, members of the police department that feel like this would enhance the efficiency of the operations on traffic scenes, which is a big problem, partly because of the staffing crisis that you've talked about here today, and just partly because with every road in the world being under construction, the quicker you can get in and out, the happier everybody is behind the wheel, including me. So that's our perspective, and I thank you for listening to that.
We understand your position.
So as far as next steps, we are going to do our homework and go ahead and cost all the fiscal components you went over today. We are looking at saving some rooms for next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I understand we may not be able to meet on all of those days or even be ready, but we can certainly try to, depending on y'all's schedule.
And let me be a little more specific with that. Because we have to post by Friday or Wednesday or truly even Thursday, what we wanted to do is try to post for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Then hopefully we'll be ready by Wednesday, but if we're not, we'll still be posted for Thursday. And just give us the option to cancel what we need to, but have everything posted timely in case we can meet. But I don't know what your schedule is, so.
Well, I'm gone all next week. And I think I've got the 15th in Fort Worth, but I have the 12th and 13th open. I probably have the 14th open if we had to. So, and that would give the time for us to get all of the cost figures and have some, they would.
Yeah, so I am not available the 14th, 15th, or 16th. So I'm afraid that might back us up a little bit if we do it that way.
The 12th or 13th.
I am okay then.
We want to just block out time on those 2 days,
Do you want
or
to
we can,
post for the 12th and 13th?
We can do that. We don't have.
I'm available.
Make it happen.
Huh?
I said, we don't have anything set yet, but we can make that happen. The 12th.
12th and 13th, I'm open. Like Ron, I'm out all next week, so I know y'all are all available.
Would we like to, in the meantime, potentially do a subcommittee on
Yes.
the economics so that we're not wasting time?
Yes, we will have,
Okay, why don't we have a subcommittee next week? Get a couple of people from each team. And that way, if we have any further questions in the costing models that we're having finance do, we can get those answered and not be wasting time when we get back on the 12th and 13th. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay,
that would, like, that Wednesday, the 7th, that'd be good for a subcommittee if you guys want to start working on that date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subcommittee.
we can do that. Yeah, I think that's it for today then. Lot of hard work on both sides. I really, really appreciate. I know that when we feel like we're moving really far and we hear that you don't see that sometimes, and when you feel like you're moving really far, you feel like we don't see it, you know, we're bargaining. It's hard, right? So thank you. Appreciate all the work.
all right.
Thank you guys so much.
If you don't see me on the 12th, I'm somewhere on the highway, smashed up in Bear. Bear got me.
Flattered on my.
Bear got me.
You've got Zoom on your bike, right?
Oh, well, I have a photographer and a biographer telling me to chase it. I might do something they may want to record for my biography.
I would like to know where my t-shirt is, sir.